Hey guys, welcome back to Crypto Mischief. Richie here, where I talk about my favorite thing in the entire world. Goddamn cryptocurrency. That's right. So, today we're talking about Elk Finance. I'm going to be going over this project, this brief overview of the project. I'm actually going to be putting my money where my mouth is with this. It was from a discussion I was having with a crypto friend, Colin, and he convinced me. I started looking through the docs, the roadmap, looking at the token price, and it is one for the future, but also continuous because it is a yield farming opportunity which I'm going for, right? With the plan of building enough of this token and possibly looking into purchasing one of their NFTs, which have node potential. Node, that's right. But real nodes, no bullshit nodes here. Yeah, real stuff. The real sauce. So let's get into it. I'm going to first go over a brief overview of a promotional thing that they put together just so we can get up to speed with Elk. Then I'm going to use their cross-chain bridging. I think they're on 16 chains. I didn't even know there were 16 chains. My God. I'm going to be putting into the Phantom chain with Elk Yield Farm, and I'm also going to go over to the Matic Polygon space to go in there too, because I found a nice juicy Polydoge pair, and if you've been watching this channel for a while, I love me some Polydoge. Yeah, that's right. So let's get into this one pager. We're going to go through this briefly, then I'm going to show you how to bridge, and I'm going to go into the pools, and we're going to do some farming, get some passive income, reach our financial freedom. Yeah. Alright, so Elk Finance, as you can see here at the top, they have all the chains they're on. I think that's 16, I'm not going to count them. Like I said, the ones I'm interested in immediately are the Phantom space and the Polygon space for the pairs that I want to open on there. But have a look, if you're in any of these chains, then they do have possibilities for you too. Executive summary, Elk's cross-chain liquidity network is powered by ElkNet, an innovative multi-chain bridge protocol that supports trading, LP mining, instant value transfers. ElkNet's unique architecture unlocks an array of novel use cases, including proxy tokens, first of its kind gyroscopic stablecoin, interesting, that can be minted on any chain, cross-chain stablecoin, that's cool, and an SDK for multi-chain native applications and smart contracts. So why is this the best choice for a bridge? I'm sure we all noticed, it was last week, there was actually an exploit on Evo DeFi bridge, which I did use a lot, but after that exploit I thought, I might check out some other bridges just in case this could happen again. We need to always diversify our portfolio, but also diversify the bridges that you use just so you don't get caught with your pants down. Core simplicity, only Elk token moves through the mainnet core, so they use the Elk token to bridge between all these chains. This solves the liquidity problems that bridges face, while removing a barrier of scalability. It's fast, cheap, and secure, and you have cross-chain swap. So this is how it works essentially. The ElkNet bridge allows users to move funds easily across multiple chains. Elk tokens transfer from any supported chain to another for the cost of a native transaction on that chain. So if you're moving from Polygon to Phantom, you're going to be probably paying Polygon gas, right? Which is extremely cheap. Move from Phantom to BSC, pay Phantom gas, which is extremely cheap. An optional swap for gas function provides users with gas on the target chain. Move on to new chains with ease and never be stuck without gas again. So if I was moving from AVAX to Moonriver, right, and I didn't have any Moonriver to pay the gas, in the worst case scenario, you'd send the token over, then realize, oh God, I just have these tokens on this chain, and then you have to find a way to move some funds in to get the native token to pay the gas. But with ElkNet, you have the option to also get enough of that native gas paying token added into your balance with the bridge token that you're using, so you can pay for that initial first few swaps. ElkDex is the ElkNet bridge. The DEX for ElkNet bridge enables instant swapping of Elk to and from other assets. The native tokens of these bridges, so your Polygons, your AVAXs, your BNB token, your Phantom token, are incentivized through the farming of LPs that provide the deep liquidity that minimizes the slippage used on ElkNet, right? Because we don't want to pay high slippage ever. ElkDex rewards liquidity providers with a percentage of 0.3 for each transaction. So that's one of the reasons why I will be providing liquidity today. Farming, that's what we're here for. LP tokens only. Liquidity providers can enter farms with their LP tokens to earn elk emissions. So earn elk token by providing liquidity and farming. Farming impermanent loss protection. This is pretty innovative, okay? It prevents users from being penalized providing liquidity. Each day in a farm, it provides liquidity providers with 2.5% of impermanent loss protection coverage until 100% has been reached. Users can claim your impermanent loss protection in elk rewards at any time. So there you have an elk there holding up the value of your token by getting these rewards and elk token if you do suffer from any serious impermanent loss. So this is the NFTs here are based around the subsequent chain launch, because elk will one day have its own blockchain, right? So we will be working like Phantom, like AVAX chain, ETH chain, BSC chain, right? We will have a elk chain one day, and the NFTs are essential to that. There are 100 of these NFTs on each chain that exists. The Moose NFTs are required to launch dApps and paranodes on the Elk network, which is whitelisting, right? Pay for themselves. The purchase price of a Moose is returned in Elk on the next chain launch. Receive farming and trading benefits based on the holder's liquidity score. Earn Elk airdrops on every future chain launch. Provide priority access to special events and promotions. So I actually will be looking into getting one of these, not in today's video. It will be in another video I'm going to do on Elk when I've seen the stability for my rewards and things. We'll do an update where I do get one of these NFTs. I have my eye on them. The price isn't very high either. And let's have a look at this year's roadmap, right? We're in Q1. So ElkNet V2 upgrades coming. There's going to be an Ethereum launch. So Elk will be launching on Ethereum and Arbitrum very, very soon. A new dApp UI redesign will be coming, and mainnet nodes secured by ElkNet staking of Elk in Q1 and Q2. Q2, there will be community governance, there will be ElkNet proxy token upgrade, the release of Elk software development kit, I guess this is for people to begin building on the Elk chain, and the Elk launch on non-EVM chains. So this would be your Solana, I'm guessing, possibly your Velas chain, I don't know, let's see what they are. Future plans, ability to utilize cross-chain liquidity pools, amazing, and continuous chain expansion. This is what they've done so far, so they have takes on everything that's happening, lots to go, lots to get done, lots to pump, yeah. So this is the Elk swap page. You'll see here Elk is always the top token because this is the one that we're going to use for bridging even today. So what I need to do is I need to move some tokens to the Phantom blockchain and over to the Polygon space. We're going to do this now. We're going to use the Elk bridge first to get this going. Okay, so we're going to take $5,000, which is roughly 13 BNB. Okay, I'm going to put that all into Elk token. You see here the price impact is 0.77, pretty good. I tried to use Tether, but using Tether on the Binance Smart Chain is not a good idea. It did work quite well with BUSD though, but I found the best price impact was on BNB token. So I'll send that BNB, get my Elk, put 0.5 slippage to make sure it goes through, and swap that into 2,569 Elk tokens. We then go over here to ElkNet, which is the cross-chain bridge, right? And we'll be wanting to send it over, so half over to Phantom. 1278 is half, and we want to send that over to the Phantom blockchain. I don't need gas because I already own Phantom, but if I wanted to, I could swap Elk for one gas if I didn't have any funds on that chain, right? Approve the Elk. The max transfer we can send, by the way, is 10,000 Elk per transfer, and it takes about 2 minutes to do this. Pretty fast. And I'll be paying the gas here in BNB. Okay, and while we wait for that, I'll pop over then and find Polygon. We have 1279, so take the max of that, and we'll send that over to Polygon. While we're waiting for that, let's have a quick look at the Elk price. I'll show you why I'm doing this also. So, everything's dipping today. It's one of those days. One of those days we find Elk here. 1,000 in total market cap, pretty good. It's down 7.1% today, of course, because Bitcoin has been pooping its pants again. But if we do take the max chart on this, is what I'm also pretty interested in, right? Look at what's going on here. So we had a launch at $1, and it's been pretty stable, to be honest. I had this huge pump here. I guess this is when they announced we're going to make a chain, possibly. They must have had some bullish news here. Lots of profit taking, and we're on a nice decline, just like most tokens are. So me personally, I see this as a good buy. It might go down further as the bear market continues, but I'll be yield farming with it, and I'll be taking those rewards and putting them aside, and probably keeping a lot of the Elk to build up a war chest of this. This is definitely a long-term strategy for me. It's not as short-sighted at all. I'm thinking 6 months probably before I start thinking about doing anything with it. It's just something I'm going to be doing, chilling out, and hopefully it's going to pay off in the long run. The long run's what I'm looking for. Okay, that one's sent, so then I'll send the polygon too. Boom. Also, I have a lot of Matic, so I don't need to swap any elk for gas. I just want all this elk. Okay, and that one's going over there as well. So let's head into the Phantom blockchain and let's find that token and let's pair it up. Pretty seems like really fast here. We've done it, so the elk's arrived. You can see up here 1,278 elk. And let's have a look at the farms and I'll show you the one I'm interested in, right? On Phantom, not so many. What they do is they want to incentivize elk LP holding, so you won't find any stablecoin pairs or if any pairs that don't involve actually using the elk token as an LP provider. That's why you might suffer a little bit of impermanent loss there because, you know, elk is an altcoin. It is 1,000 market cap. The total market cap is quite small, so there's going to be quite a lot of volatility in the price. And as you do see from the price, it doesn't really move that much. We're from $1 to, you know, $3 roughly, and it's just been sitting around that practically. It is actually at one of its lowest points. That's why I'm buying today. Buy low, sell high, boys. That's the plan, isn't it? That's the dream. So what do I want to do? Do I want to buy USDC elk and I could get 114%? APR, or I could buy Phantom and elk and get 136. So this is if you want to protect yourself from permanent loss even more. This is the shield versus the sword. If I do get USDC elk, that means I'm protecting from the elk drop in price because USDC stays stable at $1. Or if I do want to get into Phantom and elk, then I will be using the power of the Phantom network as well, and the fact that probably I think one day Phantom will be more than a $5 token and I'll get the boost of both of them at the same time. So I'm bullish on, you know, the overall market. I think things are going to recover pretty snappish. I mean, it's a 6 months plan here, so I think within the next 6 months we are going to see an uptrend, and that's why I'm going to go today with the Phantom and elk. But always a good solution is also to go for a stablecoin pair because it really does protect you when there is bearish token prices. You know, if token prices start sliding down, then you're going to be protected by pairing up with the USDC a lot. You'll be very surprised by how it protects you. But I'm a degen, so I'm going full bore. So we need Phantom and elk. So I'll come into the pool, right? Add liquidity, and we're going to take Phantom and elk. So I need 1,860 Phantom. Phantom's so cheap these days, it's brilliant. Okay, I'll prove that. So we take these and deposit our LP right here. Daily rewards would be 7.6 elk daily at the moment on that. So 7.6 would be $14 a day on this. With that, that's about $5,000 of liquidity provided. Okay, and we're done, we're in, okay? Let's do the same on Polygon. Okay, so as you can see, already arrived here too. Very fast, very smooth. And we come to farms, right? What kind of farms have we got here? Okay, well, there's more options here. We have Matic and elk, just like the Phantom and elk, okay? If you are bullish on the Polygon token, on Matic token, then go in here. To protect your elk token from a permanent loss with the shield, you could come into this one. We get 90% on this. It's a bit lower. I think they've been on Polygon for longer, though. That'll be the reason why. We have Polydoge and elk. If you are bullish on Polydoge and elk, then you would be going into this one. We have CXO and elk and Para and elk. So me personally, I'm pretty bullish on the old Polydoge, and I like the fact that I can put my Polydoge to work because I'm a big Polydoge maxi. So for this, I'm going to sell a little bit of the elk into Polydoge to combine the two to equal an equal pair, okay? So sell 200 elk into Polydoge. Now, of course, because Polydoge is an altcoin, which does have a huge potential with their metaverse, which is quite close to coming out, actually, that there will be a serious impermanent loss risk with this pair. But because I'm so bullish on Polydoge, I'm fine. I'm okay with this. It's two projects that are very promising, okay? Two really promising projects combining together into one LP is what I like. I like to hear that. And we will come there, we will pull them together. So as you can see, elk is an extremely promising cross-chain liquidity providing a yield farming opportunity. And with this one, I'll be getting 4.7 elk daily on this one. So lower, of course, than my other pair, but good. So working on 2 each side, getting roughly 10 elk tokens a day, roughly $25 daily, which is about $700 to $750 a month. I should be able to earn with this liquidity providing yield farming. But at the end of the day, what do I want? Do I want to sell out this elk token and cash it out for dollars? Not really. What my plan would be to just collect as much elk as possible and hedge my bets on the fact that the token is going to go up in price over time. So we can actually come here to this staking part. Rewards I get in elk token, I'll be depositing them in here, okay, to the elk single staking pool. Withdrawals are subject to a following fee schedule, but as I say, I'm planning to hold them in for a long time. For 1 hour, it's 5%. From 1 hour to 1 week, it's 2%. After 1 month, there's a 0% fee on withdrawals. Each new deposit will reset the clock. Claiming rewards without withdrawing at any time does not incur any fee, and withdrawing automatically claims rewards. Fantastic. And the APR on that would be 50%. So it's another little boost from my elk holdings. So I'll be taking my rewards, putting them in here. Last thing, just to have a look, this is the Moose NFTs. So I suggest you get into the elk docs to find the actual marketplaces for purchasing these, because you don't want to buy a fake one, then you're really going to be in a bit of hot water there. Make sure you're buying a legitimate NFT if you're going for it. You see here the floor price for the Matic NFTs is 1.25 ETH at the moment. So not very expensive when you consider what they're going to be able to do in the future. Here you could grab this one, for example, here for 1.25. The prices I've noticed are pretty much similar across the board, so you do need to probably sift through the entire amount of chains and see if you can sweep the floor and find the cheapest ones. That might be a good idea. But here's one, 1.25. This would be a common one. You can find here a rare one here for 1.5. A very cheap rare one, my God. 1 to 100, yeah. So this is something that I'm going to be saving up to purchase in the future, and again, hodling it and waiting for the mainnet and seeing if it could be a good profit maker, either holding it and getting the rewards or even flipping it for profit. So that is today's video on Elk Finance. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you later. Don't get wrecked.